plenty of apologies, but I will wait to start apologizing to our speakers, right? So can I invite our esteemed speakers, some of your favorites, our favorites, and such a privilege and honor to be hosting each one of them. Can I have Shamshad Begum on the dais, please? I know you're all a little upset about the food, about all of that, but that's all. Is that what she's going to get? Ladies and gentlemen, put your phones away and put your hands together for Shamshad Begum. So we're going to clap, right? Yeah? You're going to clap? So who do you want next? Farhana? Sorry about the spelling, Farhana. All right. My pleasure. Let's all put our hands together to welcome Farhana Suhail, new to Chennai. Woohoo! So you're still upset, I can tell. One more round of applause for Farhana Suhail, new to Chennai. Put your phones down and whoa. I love the person who did woohoo. I don't think a trade center gets woohoo too many times. Thank you so much for that. All right. Last but not the least, let's welcome our dear Osman Abdul Razak. I thought Osman was popular with the ladies as well as the gents. So why is he not getting the claps, ladies and gentlemen? I see many of you standing. Can you please, because we expect a lot of people to crowd up. So can you all come inside and take your seat, please? I'm your chair and moderator, Faheem Ahmed. I'm also the principal, so I'm going to use the baton a little bit. Somebody got my title wrong. It's called principal, so I don't know why that is, but yeah. So let's get started. Thank you so much. First, I'll start off with the apologies. First of all, the apologies are due to the influencers. We had to make them wait. During the course of this conversation, you'll understand how busy they all are, and most importantly, how important all of you are for being here, and our apologies to all of you for also the fact that we have to start so late. And this is definitely a first for Farhana, for Osman, myself, and Shamshad, where we literally had to go get the audience. We literally have to go get the audience. So the apologies obviously this is quite a popular session, and it's regretfully, because the lack of way markers and all of that, we were not able to direct people. So we had to make some announcements, and because of that, some of you got to know about it. Our sincere apologies from UEF for that. So that's number 2. And number 3 is Farhana's name, the way it is pronounced like a Czech lady. So yeah, so apologies for that. So on that note, let's start maybe on a happier note. So I welcome you all. I welcome you all to this session. It's called Growth with Influence, right? Now, how many of you need introductions to the influencers? Raise your hands, please. Who doesn't know these 3 people? Can you raise your hands? Just one person. Should I be doing introductions at all? Just one person doesn't know. So let me start with Farhana, and then we will take it from there. So Farhana is the founder of which page? Shout it out loud. Shout it out louder. Fantastic, right? Okay, the men are not sweet. Ladies and gentlemen, shout it out for Farhana. New to? New to? Fantastic, super. So, New to Chennai started as a very simple way to connect with the audiences in Chennai, and over a period of time, she's gone on to become the darling of Chennai, the information of Chennai, and she's no longer new to Chennai. She's kind of the queen of Chennai when it comes to influencers, right? So big round of applause for Farhana. Thank you for being here, Farhana. Absolute pleasure, delight. There are some interesting stories. We will uncover those secrets as we go along. Can anybody tell me why this session is called Growth with Influence? Why is it not called Growth with Influencers? Because our man, Osman Abdul Razak, might take a little bit of offense if you call him an influencer. So let me introduce you to Osman Abdul Razak. So Osman is the managing director of Bespoke Limited. I know him as Osman. I'm sure he doesn't know my name. My apologies for that. But he's a renowned fashion entrepreneur, a style consultant, and creative director of Bespoke. Trained on London's prestigious Savile Row. How many of you know Savile Row? Fantastic, right? So he's trained on Savile Row. He's celebrated for blending traditional artistry with modern perspectives in menswear. Often called a sartorial reformist, Osman is recognized by publications like GQ, Elle, and has an impeccable style and dedication to the craft of bespoke tailoring. He's based in Chennai. His work focuses on creating sophisticated personal expression through clothing rather than merely following fleeting trends. He's a really sought-after image consultant, not just Chennai and Tamil Nadu, but across the globe. And I look forward to uncovering how he's able to do that. A big round of applause. Osman, thank you for being here. I think Chitra is called the Vaigai Kuil, is it? What is she called? Does anybody know the Chitra singer? Right? Isai Kuil, right? Yeah. Vaigai Kuil is somebody else. Okay. Isai Kuil is Chitra. The influencer Kuil probably is a new title that Shamshad can have. People watch her. People watch her, and also they want to listen to her voice. I think one of the most popular voices. She's won Miss South India, right? She recently won an award as Cosmopolitan's influencer in Tamil Nadu. And what is interesting is the multifaceted personality Shamshad is. I was trying to learn more about her, and more, I think my admiration for her work has been, has just been growing. So it's an absolute delight to have Shamshad Begum with us. Can we have a big round of applause for Shamshad Begum, please? So let's start with the ladies, and then we'll move on to Osman. Maybe we'll start from the right. They're also popular. Some of you, anybody wants to be an influencer? Anybody wants to be a content creator? Can you put your hands up? Fantastic, super, great. So you'll enjoy this session, I'm sure. So it's quite daunting when you see influencers who have like 100,000 followers, 1 million followers. Their content does really well, and here we are putting a nice picture and we get 10 likes, right? Everybody starts there, right? And we want to know the secrets of how they started their journey. So over to you, Farhana. How did you start your journey?
I'm actually an accidental influencer. I never knew what was influencing at all. And my journey has started only because I was extremely lonely in the city. I moved from Dubai. I didn't have any friends. I don't have any family here. And Instagram had just started about that time. And I remember I was sitting in a salon. I was doing a pedicure, and I got a manicure for free. I was so excited. But I had nobody to call and inform. And I kept thinking, maybe there are more people like this who are newly married, just moved to the city, don't have friends. And that's when I was like, at that salon, I opened my page, which was called New to Chennai. I was like, how will people come to know about me? I'm new to Chennai. Maybe I'll just name myself New to Chennai and see if there are more people like me who will join the Instagram page. So my first post was a nail of mine showing, hey, there's a manicure free with this pedicure, and if there's anybody out there who wants to come to know about this offer or avail this offer, please come and visit. That's how I started. And my first few friends actually are my followers. My first 50 followers, we actually had a community where we met, and they were all women who had moved from other cities and were also lonely like me, didn't know the language, and we bonded. And these are my actual initial friends, and that's how the page started.
Thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful. So you can imagine, right, how humble those beginnings are, right? So let me now ask Shamshad the same question. How did it all start?
I was, in fact, an accidental influencer as well. It was during the Corona time when I was sitting at home like the rest of the world, wondering what to do with my life, and I had like so much information about Chennai because I was born and brought up in Chennai. I'm like a hardcore Chennai girl who knows like the city at the back of my hand. You can ask me any area, probably I've been there, done that. So I was like, I'm sitting with so much information, so let me just like start talking about what I actually know on an everyday basis, and that's literally how I started.
So, Osman, how did it begin for you? Just a little bit of a background. This was back in 2017 in the UEF Trade Summit. I caught up with Osman and Hanif, and we were talking about it. I think probably a year later, I caught up with him at his store, and he's had a fantastic journey, probably around the time or after that. I'm very curious. We've been out of touch, so I'm really as curious as all of you to find out how it all started for him.
So, firstly, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, UEF. Thank you, Faheem, putting us in between Farhana and Shamshad. It's a pleasure. But like today, Faheem, actually, the business that I was in, that I am in right now, had no direction or directory. So like how you had to round up people today, I had to do the same because we were in a basement, we were doing great work, but then how do you tell the world that you're doing what you're doing? So I had to put myself out there. And exactly what happened today, we had to round up people and tell them, listen, we are here, this is what we do, this is what I do, this is what I am. And that's how it started for me. It's actually more of a push than a pull.
Fantastic. Does it sound inspiring? A big round of applause for their stories, and wishing you all have an inspiring journey and story yourselves, right? So next is about, the journey is never easy. You have your challenges, you have your sparks, you have your moments. Has there been one thing, either good or bad, that kind of gave you the push to the next level? I know each one of you probably had your challenges during COVID. So if there's something that you can, that's probably the biggest crisis almost all of us in this room have faced. So Farhana, if you have anything to share, good, bad, ugly, in terms of what happened for you, let's say with COVID.
So actually, during COVID, I only had about 3,000 followers. I didn't even know, as I said, I didn't know what was influencing all about. But I'm going to talk about the good side that happened. So my cook, my maid, nobody was there, and I was just like, how am I going to manage throughout COVID? No Swiggy, no Zomato. I hope you guys remember those times. It was pretty bad. But mashallah, Allah has been really kind to me. A lot of home bakers, home owners started cooking, and they were supplying food. And they knew this girl, 3,000 followers, she's taking photos and posting. And for some reason, every time they send me food, apparently they were doing a lot of good business. So it started, people started to know about this. And I've never had a day when I never had food. There was always food in my house, and I'm always photographing the food. And after that, one person, I remember, she called me, and she was crying on the phone, and she told me that her husband had lost his job, and that month, She ran her house and she was able to feed her children because of the money she made with my shout out. Till today, it makes me emotional. Till today, my birthday, she makes sure she sends me that dish that I had photographed for her. So that pushed me to actually realize that I had an impact with 3,000 followers. You can actually make an impact. It's not about the numbers any day. It's about even 1,000 followers. You have 1,000 people. Right now, I have about 100 people here. That's a lot of people, you know. So you have an impact. Don't be discouraged by the number of followers you have. It's about the impact you're making. Even if you're making one person smile, that's a huge thing, right? So be proud of yourself, in whichever stage you guys are. Yeah, thank you.
And how many followers did you gain after that? You didn't tell us that.
I actually didn't gain much. It was more word of mouth. I think I grew about 10,000. It was just beginning of COVID that I grew, but I'll come to that.
Beautiful, beautiful story. Thank you, thank you. Shamshad, what happened during COVID? Tell us.
Oh gosh, I was dancing.
Fantastic.
Half of the time I was dancing at home. I didn't know what to do. My kids were bored. We were bored. So we'll put on some music and we'll be like, chalo. We'll take turns. All three of us will play one song and we used to dance and just capture random moments and, you know, put it on my personal page. Actually, I have a personal page. This is more of a business page. So then, you know, we were entertaining everybody. So one thing led to another. Initially, my initial posts on Begum's Choice page was all about like funny content, dance videos. It was literally entertainment max. I just couldn't think of anything else at that point but to entertain people and, you know, connect to different people through Instagram by making, you know, fun, entertaining videos.
Fantastic. Did anybody catch that head bobble, the famous head bobble?
Honestly, that is really me in real life doing all of that. Okay, people have picked on it. Like it's not like I do it on purpose. I'm like really expressive in life.
Maybe we'll just convince her to do that at the end of the session. Osman, your story of COVID, please.
I think the bobble is more of a Chennai thing, Shamshad. So it goes with all of us. But you were speaking about 2017. It was actually 2015. Was the first UEF, was my first UEF forum. I remember the rains were terrible in November, and I had come in for the first time, and I was seated right there. I was very thrilled, very excited, saying, what is the forum about? You know, I want to be there. I registered. I made sure I got my spot in front to listen to everyone. So again, thank you. It's so inspiring to also, you know, see that the spectrum changes or eventually time goes on and you eventually move your way up, and that's what's happened to all of us, you know, and that's what Instagram has also done, given us a platform. But mine again was purely just to kind of advocate for what we do. So pandemic was the time where we started experimenting. I started experimenting. I am a very reserved guy. You know, I can speak at the store, I can ramble, I can go on, but when again there's lights, there's an audience, okay, you know, you overthink. But Instagram, I said, who's watching? Just put up some reels, quick transitions, which I don't do anymore. I don't know if I should start again, but it was just random experimenting, and I think it caught on. The numbers started increasing. It doesn't matter how many followers you have today, I would say that, but I think at that point was exciting. You know, okay, people are liking it, so keep at it, keep doing. Instagram back then, I don't know how it is now. You get trolled a lot, so it's tough. It's a lot of pressure. Sometimes some comments you don't want to read. Sometimes some comments you want to reply to, but you don't want to say anything. So it's tough, you know. But we experimented. I think that's what we all did in the pandemic.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Osman, for that. So, so you all know, right? We kind of prepare and come. Do you know that? How many of you know that we all kind of prepare and come, right? But the answers are all a thing. So since my name has been put as principal, yeah? So let me come up with something which is out of syllabus. So y'all are following what's happening with AI and how real AI influences are becoming, right? So I would love to hear your thoughts about AI influencers. Whoever wants to go first, please feel free to go.
I mean, having started the page, it's been 5 years now that I've been, on the gram. And one thing, if I have to say about Instagram, is that we all have an emotional quotient, EQ, right? A human connection that we all share unanimously. No matter where you are sitting in the world, we all can connect together through our emotions. So more often than not, we are not actually selling a product, but we are selling an emotion. So I don't know if you all have heard, biryani is not a food, it's an emotion, Coffee is not coffee, it's a meetup wherein you bond with your loved ones. So no matter, of course, there is no denial that AI is going to be the future, but that one thing that is going to distinguish AI from us is human emotions. So as humans, we can never be scared of AI. Rather, we could use it to our advantage and move forward rather than getting scared that AI is going to, replace us humans, because the emotions are always going to be something that an AI can never replace.
Fantastic. Well said. Well said. All right, Farhana agrees with that.
Yeah, I just agree with, it's an emotion and there's no fear of AI for sure.
Have you ladies ever considered creating your AI avatars?
No, I've decided to do that. Actually, I will explore it. If I can clone myself, it's great. I don't have to do all the hard work. Just program, get the machine to. I'm not bobbling my head or constantly smiling and selling something. I'm just putting things out there. So for me, at least, maybe it's an easier clone minus the emotion. So I think I would embrace it and put something out there. But no, having said that, on a lighter note, it's amazing how AI has taken up. There's this one, Avani, I don't know if whoever has seen Avani, selling properties. And I was amazed. I said, consistent, very bubbly. And then when I heard that she's an AI, I'm like, wow. I mean, she is, absolutely. That emotion is there to some extent. You see a glitch happening at the end, but then it works. It works. Have you seen Avani?
Yeah, I think the glitch is intentional.
Yeah?
All right. So, very interesting, right? So you have a person who's built a brand through his personal influence, who's open to the idea of using an AI influencer, and you have a couple of influencers who clearly will not do it. They will not create their avatar. Let me share. Did I introduce myself? All right. So my name is Faheem Ahmed. I'm one of the first people in India to run Facebook ads. 2009, I created a Facebook page, and I asked these couple of guys that I was working for. They are my clients still. And I said, hey, you know what? There's something called as Facebook that has been launched. Do you think we should create a Facebook page? And I recall Suhail, who incidentally is Farhana's husband and the owner of Basics. He said, Macha, adalla vanda. People come and complain, button problem, zip problem. We don't want Facebook. And today you can see that's one of the most followed fashion pages, fashion brands in the country. Basics. A big round of applause to my client, my dear friend Suhail. And it took a lot of convincing, even for a brand like Basics, to start embracing influencer marketing. And they probably started it only a year back. Very, very interesting. About a year and a half back is when they started. So just my 2 cents on AI influencers. We use a lot of AI influencers ourselves, right? So a little bit of background about that is, recently we launched a real estate project. We used about 5 influencers, real influencers, and we created an AI avatar, and we used an AI influencer, and kind of scary. I've got goosebumps when I tell you the costs of the leads, almost in terms of qualification, was pretty decent with the AI influencer also. So in some areas, AI influencers definitely are going to start proliferating, but I have a counter view also to that. How can you raise your hands if your parents have come and shown you an AI video and said, can you believe this is happening? Yeah, almost everybody here. So because of which, what is going to happen is people are going to stop believing anything which is AI driven. And more of this content is going to get created, which is clearly inauthentic, not original. And there's something called as AI slop. Just a lot of content, which is called as AI slop. And if at all anybody is nervous, concerned about becoming influencer, this is probably the best time to become an authentic human influencer. So clearly, this is probably the best time to be an influencer itself. So I don't think AI influencers are going to make much of a headway simply because world over there's going to be slop and inauthentic content. People are not going to believe AI influencers going forward, right? So those are my 2 cents about that. Now, Farhana, you have worked with plenty of, before I come to how you do your work, what would be interesting to understand from each one of you is this, what is this one thing that really helped take off your careers? Is there one incident, one reel, unintentionally that kind of took off for each one of you? The audience would love to hear that. So if any one of you wants to go first. Farhana, please.
For me, it was, which was my first reel? I think it was about, it was about hidden gem. Can you hear me, guys? Yeah. So there was this term called hidden gem. This was truly a hidden gem. There was this bakery tucked away in one place in the middle of a residential area, and it was a hidden gem, and I used the term hidden gem, and I grew 50,000 followers in 24 hours. It was the biggest thing, and then I was like, oh my God, this hidden gem thing is really working for me. And I think it was another week later, I did another hidden gem, truly hidden again, and I jumped another 50,000. So I actually grew from about 30,000 to 120,000 or something like that in just a span of less than 10 days. That was a huge jump, and the only big jump I had. And then, of course, after that, hidden gem became the most popular word in Instagram world. And I don't use it anymore because it's like breaking news in news channels. So, but yeah, it was hidden gem, the word hidden gem that went
Beautiful.
viral.
Big round of applause for Farhana. Fantastic, fantastic. Osman, go for it.
No, go for it.
Go for it. Yeah, sure.
What went viral? I don't know, because I remember that Farhana. I was telling Mariam, Farhana's gone viral. What's happening with me? So, so I stopped keeping count. Yes, she crossed me. So, funny thing, I was thinking the other day when we just spoke about what the panel is going to be about, and I was telling Faheem, I've always had Farhana and Shamshad appreciating Osman, you're doing amazing, what are you doing? And this is before they were on Instagram, so I was like, okay, it's good. And then in no time, these two have raced ahead. No, it doesn't bother me, but yes, there was point. I remember that particular growth saying that, it is viral, how come, and it's the kind of content we create, I guess, To me, the solace was maybe my audience is small, I'm a guy, I'm making clothes, but viral content for me in terms of was the most unplanned. There's this one where my kids are very upset with me because I went in a suit diving into a ball pit, and that touched a few crazy, like 60 million views, and that was the most random video. I just got a friend to take a video, and I just kind of literally dove in and emerged up. Of course, there were a lot of other comments on that. It was like a caviar ball pit, right? All black and white balls. So that was something that went really viral for me and got me suddenly a lot of visibility. So unplanned. You never know what goes viral or what hits virality.
Thank you. No, really, that I saw that video and I loved it, and I saw it like 3-4 times. It was such a fun video. For me, my first, I was already blogging for 1.5 years and like zero,
Blogging.
Sorry?
Did you say vlogging or blogging?
Blogging.
Blogging.
Blogging, yes.
See, I can't hear. I have to pause her for a bit, right? So I said very multifaceted personality, right? So she goes on to starts modeling, wins South India. So she's influencing, she's singing, and people love her voice.
Trust me, I cannot sing to save my life. No.
So we didn't discover this in our early session that she can also write. So you started blogging. Fantastic. Please carry on.
So 1.5 years, nothing is happening on the page, but I'm just like churning out content, and I'm keeping myself busy and talking to the local brands and collaborating with them. Of course, there's a lot of work that goes into it, and I absolutely love whether I get viral or not, right? Like, not every content that we create is for the sole purpose of, virality. So work is going on, and 1.5 years, and then I stay very, very close by to Besant Nagar, so I'm like literally there, walking, running, jogging. That's my area. So then I see all these food trucks, and I'm like, hey, nobody's covered these food trucks. Okay, let me put top 3 food trucks that I have tasted, while I'm there. And it's a very random reel. So I take these top 3 food trucks, and then I post it. And at that time, I think nobody posted about food trucks in Chennai. So that went viral, and it suddenly, the page grew. But that was not like a big jump. My big jump came much, much later, like last year, when I started my cooking videos, like how Farhana jumped overnight. Like literally, I slept and I woke up and I was 100K more. I was like, okay, let's cook then. So I called my videographer. I said, come, let's cook more, dishes. But I know only 5 dishes. After that, we were like, okay, what are we cooking now? So yeah, that was the big jump for me.
Fantastic. So there are millions of digital marketers in the country, right? I am known as the only digital marketer who goes on stage and does a moonwalk. Yeah. So I'm like that.
I think we should see it, right?
No, today is going to be tough, and I need another 900 people. So the reason why I shared that is what she said. She just knows 5 dishes. And she's popular for cooking. That's fantastic. I hope you've learned more.
Now right? I'm like at the mercy of other cooks. I'm like, can someone cook in my show?
And I'm like the one-trick pony who does only one dance move. And I'm like popular. I was in Hyderabad and people were saying, once more, Faheem, once more.
Once more, Faheem. I will do it. Faheem, we'd love to see you.
All right. So, what do you enjoy about influencer marketing, Farhana, and what has your journey been with respect to just being an influencer? How do you enjoy this side of your life, influencer marketing?
I'm actually a very private person, and it took me a while to even show my face, but then brands were insisting that I show my face. Earlier, if you see it was always my perspective, my POV. So for me, I think I'm still a little shy only. For me, I think the impact that I make, that is the only thing that drives me to be who I am today. Like every time I make an impact, every time I receive a phone call saying that somebody's business grew, that's the only thing that actually drives me right now.
That's beautifully said. So the reason why they're here is they're the community's pride, Chennai's pride, Tamil Nadu's pride, and also India's pride, right? A big round of applause for that, please. A big round of applause. Are you all still upset about the delay and the food? A big round of applause, please. Thank you. Is one other important reason why they are here is because of their authenticity, right? How real they are as influencers. And thank you so much, Farhana, for actually calling that out, because I would have easily forgotten that. Now, moving on. So that panel, the Zoom call that the 3 of us had could have easily gotten out of hand when Osman got in and said, no, wait a minute, I'm not an influencer, right? So now for the sake of audience, Osman, if you can tell us what's the difference and how should entrepreneurs approach the idea of putting themselves in front of a camera and distinguishing themselves between being an influencer and a personal brand to influence marketing and sales for their own brands, products, and services. If you can share that journey, we'll really appreciate.
No, I mean the term, of course we respect the term as influencer, but then people think that we don't have a job. I mean, no, we all work really hard, is what I was saying. So I don't tend to use the term influencer. We inspire, we influence, we advocate. So that's what we're trying to do. And for me, as simple as my name was on the board, so they had to say, who's the guy, you know? But the idea was to advocate for whatever we like, whatever we do, like, you know, be it new locations, be it food, be it, you know, something exciting, was just to put it out there. So coming back to what drove us to, or rather so I don't say influence because it's very aspirational, what I do. For me, what was the point I was trying to make was elevate yourself, build a personality. It was for me dressing well. It was for me because I am, not just that, but because I am dressing a certain way or making sure I kind of respect an event I'm going to, being well dressed, people actually reciprocate and give you back more. So for me, it was just to put that out there, saying that, listen, present yourself well, build your personality, show who you are, and it helps, you know, building character helps. Building personality is how it helped me do that. So that's one of the reasons why I do, and I still say I don't influence, is just to be out there and show people what we do, I guess.
Fantastic. A round of applause, please. How many entrepreneurs here are inspired hearing that? A round of applause for that. Fantastic. Thank you. On that note, I'm going to get up and do an imitation of Moonwalk, another 900 people, but I want to do an imitation of Osman. Can I? So here I am. All right, here I am wearing a black jacket, a black pant, black shoes, and dirty black socks, and a red tie. And I'm going to let Osman do it in his own style. I'll put the mic for you, Osman.
Okay.
What are you wearing, Osman?
What am I wearing? No, but firstly, Faheem, you need to say Vanakkam.
All right.
So you need to say Vanakkam. And what I'm wearing was basically, no, do I do it like that? No, I don't. So usually it's Vanakkam. Today, I'm Osman Abdul Razak. Welcome to the South Rural Guide. And what I'm wearing today is, let me give you a quick step. I'm all monotone, gray, black, white. I'll come here, so I don't. Gray, black, white, and classic Prince of Wales jacket, white shirt. I have a black self-designed tie. I have a herringbone pair of trousers, Gurkhas, high waist, my south side shoes, and a pair of grey socks. So I made sure I am within the monotone space of 2 colors or 3 colors. So yeah. So Vanakkam is important.
So you see the difference when you do it yourself for the brand and somebody else does it for you, right? So thank you so much for that. Yeah, and the Dapper tag, hashtag. So over to Shamshad. How do you share a little bit about how you enjoy, don't enjoy, how do you juggle family, how do you manage your time? We've worked with hundreds of influencers. I know being an influencer, being in the spotlight can be very, very challenging, right? If you can share anything that you can that can be useful for the audience in terms of your own journey and how you manage yourself along the way.
Sure. So one of the most important things that I struggle with, I think most parents here will agree, is the mom guilt. It's basically juggling your work life as well as your kids' schedule and making sure you're there, showing up for them for every recital, every sports day, PTA meeting, and juggling your work and being professional at work, not saying that, oh, I'm not available on certain days because of so-and-so reason, you know, because that doesn't, in today's world, as women, we are expected to be 100% in every role that we play, whether you're a daughter, daughter-in-law, or, you know, a mother, wife, and every role we're expected to be like 10 on 10. So in that aspect, a little bit of a struggle is definitely there, but to sort it out, I have put strict boundaries. And the biggest secret, I would say, is don't people please. People will hate you, people will dislike you, but it's okay. To each their own. If it works for you, it works for you. I shamelessly say no if I can't go. And I will say that it is for a personal reason, and I am unapologetic about it, because I've got to do what I've got to do. I have my priorities right. So while I am striving to double up on my work, I also triple up on being the mom and being there for my kids at all times. So that comes only when you learn to say no. And I feel like majority of us in the society, we are people pleasers in general, right? Allah, how can we say no? Paap, chal jayenge, bula dale, you know? So it's okay, you know? Learn to say no, it's fine. People will accept you. So today, if I say no, if agencies, brands come and ask me, are you available? I tell them, no, I'm not available at this time. And please don't call me after 6 o'clock. I'm not going to pick up your call. I have to do homework. I have to do homework with my kids every single day after 6. So please don't call me. You know, if there is any edit, I'll do it first thing in the morning at 10 a.m. I'm all yours. I will do 100 edits, but please don't call me post 6 o'clock. So it's okay. They will feel bad. They'll curse you. But if they love your work, they will come back to you. So I would say the biggest thing is, don't people please, let your work speak for yourself and have boundaries. It's healthy, it's fine.
Thank you so much for saying that. Big round of applause. A big round of applause for Shamshad Begum. On that note, hame blaya pe aa gaye. Jazakallah khair. Really appreciate, UEF really appreciates you saying yes to being part of this panel discussion. The very interesting aspect, Farhana is on both sides of the influencer marketing business. She also runs a fantastic agency using influencers for brands. Can you throw some light on that? How do you do it? What are the do's and don'ts for brands? Yeah, so would love to hear your thoughts on that, please.
I don't have an agency. It's just something that I'm interested in helping small brands to grow using influencer marketing. A lot of brands come to me saying influencer marketing does not work. And that I take as a challenge because I know it works, it has an impact. I'm an example, I know that it works. So one of the first things I think I always tell brands is influencer marketing is not a one-day process. It's not like I'll post today, tomorrow you'll get results. That expectation first and foremost has to be corrected. Now if you're into the restaurant business, I don't know, how many of you in restaurant business here? Yeah. So if you are in the restaurant business, yes, if I make a reel today, you will get walk-ins tomorrow. You can grow very quickly. But apart from restaurant, if you're any other business, influencer marketing is a compounding effect. You know, you have to have enough influencers every week, let's say, consistently talking about your product so that the consumer will finally buy. I'll just give you an example. I posted something about some product. Now, you are interested in the product. You are a buyer, you are going to buy. But the problem is, maybe your boss called, your wife had some problem, something, life happens. So you did not end up buying the product, although you are a potential buyer. Tomorrow, Usman posted. When Usman posted also, you had some issue, something, you were like, oh my God, I saw that reel that day. You don't even remember which blogger because there's so much information that we're getting, right? So you don't even remember which blogger, but you remember you saw the product. Again, there was some other issue, some life thing happened and you're like going on, you know, and you did not buy the product. Let's say three weeks later, Shamshad post. That time you're sitting idle, you're watching Netflix, you saw this reel, you saw a number, you call, you made the purchase. So although you were a potential buyer, even when I posted, you made the purchase only when Shamshad posted. So it's very important that you have influencers consistently talking about your brand so that they are remembered when they want to make that purchase. it is very hard if you expect an influencer to make immediate impact. That's not happening. I think that's one of the things I always tell the brand owners, that give me time, give me a month's time. For restaurants, no, I can assure walk-ins within 24 hours, but any other product, I ask them, give me a month's time, give me 2 months, 3 months, depending on the complexity of the project. I will show you that I can turn the sales figures for you. You have to have trust in influencer marketing.
Fantastic. Love how confident you are about doing it, and you've done it many, many times. A big round of applause for that, please. Thank you. Super. Osman, what are the do's and don'ts you think you have learned along the way for your brand that can be useful for other brands if they're going to be using personal influence or influencers, and just in terms of content, what they should be doing?
There's so much out there actually, Faheem, because when I go home, basically, I start with my kids, you know, sometimes I feel you get so carried on with what you're doing and you want to post. I'm out with the family on a holiday and I'm trying to figure out what to post, right? So that's always, my kids, sometimes I felt the papa's always on his phone. So there's a bane and a boon. So please be very aware. It's not easy creating content. At the same time, it just wraps you up so conveniently, and then time has gone by and I have missed a few years. Like the pandemic was great because I was grounded, I was at home, and I got to spend time with my family. But the moment again work started, I was on 2x because I have lost time, I have lost clientele, I have to catch up, I have to be on Instagram. So there is a bane and a bone. 2, you need to know your audience and your target audience or what you're trying to sell. I am not an online brand. So I cannot technically sell a product. I can sell emotion, I can sell a reasoning or a connect. So you need to understand where you are, who your target audience is, who you also want to use to influence is very important, right? Because not just because someone's constantly doing a certain thing that they would be able to do justice to your brand. So you need to understand, okay, this person, yes, I can relate to the kind of content, or this might give me a reach. Or sometimes you just go blind picking, okay, let me just try it out. So, but you need to be open about what you want to do. So as a business point of view, I go with your flow, you know, understand, you know, there's so much out there. It's a very deep, large, it's an ocean out there. So tread carefully is what I would say.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Osman. Shamshad, how do you think brands, entrepreneurs should approach influencer marketing? How should brands, entrepreneurs approach influencer marketing for their business? What are the do's and don'ts? You've been talking to many, many brands over the years.
One of the biggest things, I'm sure Farhana will also agree to this, is when they come and they say they don't have a budget, you know. That's one of the biggest cringe things that, you know, I get to hear on an everyday basis when they get on a call with you. They love your work, they love what you do. They'll be like, we didn't have an accounting for marketing. Now that is mind-boggling for me, because you accounted for the interiors of your store, you accounted for staffing, you accounted for AC, you accounted for everything, and you have an amazing product. You're sitting with a golden egg. How are you going to tell the people out there that you have a golden egg in your store? Correct?
Absolutely.
So just now, right outside, I met a lady who came up to me. She gave me her visiting card and she said, I cure depression and I have these oils, which is in 3 months, she's saying 100% I can cure depression. So these oils you have to use on a regular basis. So she was explaining her product and how authentic and organic it is. I told her the exact same thing. I said, I definitely trust you, but if you're going to sit with a hero product at home and hope and pray that, you know, somebody is going to buy from you, that's not going to happen. So I feel like if you have an amazing product, please have a budget for marketing. I'm not going to say spend it on influencers or spend it on billboards. It's your wish. You could have a product that doesn't work, you know, with influencers, it's fine. You know, but you should have a marketing budget which you can wisely spent on a certain medium which works best for your business. That is up to you. But please account for marketing. You know, when you are starting a business, a brand, or anything.
Thank you so much for that. On that note, let me quickly share some of my thing before I open the forum for a few questions. I led the marketing for this event. I'm sure many of you saw the influencers that did the work for the UEF thing. So whenever we work as a brand, as a marketer, when I work with influencers, this is an important piece of advice for entrepreneurs and brands here is, one, so the beauty of influencers is they are content and distribution. They are content and they create great content, and when they put it up on their handles, they are also distributing it to a lot of people. So it's content and distribution. Not all brands can afford big influencers, right? Sometimes the narrative style of influencers, it could be 5,000 followers. So their content might be good, but they might not have the reach. They might not have the distribution. So that is when you combine it with what is called as performance marketing or advertising. So you can combine influencers along with advertising to explode what you do. So it's important that you keep this in mind, content and distribution, and like Shamshad said, to have sufficient enough budgets to be able to do both. As the Instagram algorithm is evolving, engagement is going to get more and more challenging as more and more competition, more and more content is going to be put out there. It's more and more important now to start thinking about distribution. And one of the fastest ways to get distribution, apart from influencers, the awesome influencers like Farhana and Shamshad, is also to invest in advertising. So you got to combine it with that. So having said that, that's how we actually did. If you've seen some of the influencers have 200,000 followers, some of them you probably might not have heard, right? If you've seen 200,000, 300,000 views on the UEF influencer content, it's because we massively pushed it with advertising also. And alhamdulillah, I think some of the influencers might be here. We did some great deals, barter deals and all that. Really appreciate all the shout-outs that all of you gave. And we are very big fans of influencer marketing. And thank you so much for being here. With this, I'm going to open the floor for maybe about 3 or 4 questions, and then we will wrap it up.
Faheem, I want to add something.
Super.
Very, very important. I missed it when you asked me. The way you can understand whether an influencer fit, because you were talking about, it's not about the numbers. I want to stress on this. It's not about the numbers at all. It's about the reach. But most importantly, what is really, really important is your business as a target audience. You need to reach out to an influencer whose follower profile matches your target audience. So when you're paying, ask the influencer for insights. If your market is Chennai, find out from the influencer, what is her market? Who are her followers? Are they from Chennai? Are they national? What is the age group? Are they more female? Is it more male? Find out the insights, find out if it matches with your target audience, and then take a call. Don't just go by numbers. Even a person who has, let's say, 3,000 followers. I just told you that I made an impact even with 3,000 followers because the target audience was matching. It was only Chennai people, who were following. 3,000 people is a lot of people. So please look at making sure that your target audience and the profile of the follower matches, and you will create magic. There is no doubt there. I can guarantee you, if you have the right influencer, you can definitely sell.
Thank you so much for adding to that, Farhana. Big round of applause. Just pause the applause cheers for a bit, because I would have done a grave injustice if I had not thanked Farhana enough. Before we got on to the whole influencer marketing thing, I was talking to Farhana for almost like an hour, and she was giving me all the great tips in terms of how I can go about picking the right ones, who to pick, not to pick, so on and so forth. And it was absolutely a revealing conversation. And one of the things that she shared was Chennai audience in particular, all the influencers feel that they do a FOMO or almost a last-minute decision-making in terms of buying delegate passes and all that. This was a pretty steep, investment, almost 6,000 rupees even after the discount. And getting those ideas from Farhana and what we were able to do was stagger all our spends for the last 5-6 days, and we really ramped it up in the last 10 days. So you would have seen more of our content in the last 7 to 10 days, and that's also thanks to Farhana. So a big round of applause on that. So over to the audience. I'll hold on to one mic and I will give. You have one more mic? Arjuman? Samreen, can you please? Okay, who's got a question? A quick introduction. No statements, please. Only questions.
Hi.
Yeah,
Hello.
just introduce yourself and ask a question.
Hi, this is Anis here. I'm director A Square Groups and chartered accountant as well. Just one question. I could see that you, Usman, as well as Farhana, has more of likes in Instagram than on Facebook. How do you feel that? Why is the Facebook likes are down?
Thank you. Understood.
Sir, you own a brand, right? So here's the thing. It doesn't matter how many likes, comments are happening as far as your sales is happening. I'll give you an example. Recently, we had a jewelry brand who, we had two influencers. One got 80,000 views and 800, almost 10%, 800 something shares. And the other one had about 400 shares. But the person with the 400 shares gave her more business than the one with the 800 shares. So don't look at it as how many likes. I also get like, you didn't get comment for this reel. Doesn't matter. Did you make sales? You made sales. Did it work for you? Yes, it did. At the end of the day, out of 100 people seated here, is that one customer who will buy for a bigger amount, and I made my money. You paid me something, you made back your money. It doesn't matter. One person is all it takes to break even, right? So focus on, did you make money? That's all.
Fantastic. Super.
Yeah.
There's a proud husband sitting right in front.
No, that's because, Anis, that's because I don't think, with regards to me, I don't think I concentrate on Facebook as much as Instagram. I feel Instagram is an easier platform for me in terms of engagement, visibility. It's easier to track multiple things, right? How a particular post is done for you. So I focus more on Instagram.
Anis,
Hence, Facebook has low activity. So it's how active you are, basically.
Anis, in short, Facebook is for boomers.
Yeah, Facebook is
All right.
a completely
Let's get
different
real.
world.
Okay, can we have the ladies asking a question? Yeah, all right, please go for it. Okay.
Good evening. This is Zara Nadim from iGrow BioWalls, the Decker partner for UEF Trade Summit. So my question is, as a brand owner, do we have to really be on screen to promote our brand? From the discussion that I understood, you should be on screen to promote the brand, or we can go faceless.
So I would like to take this. So for a brand, basically there are two types of brands, okay? One is what Usman is, which is where it is influencer brand product, where his face, his personality has credibility and trust. So in fashion business, yes, it is possible, right? That is one aspect. There is another which is product-based brand. If you're a product-based brand, you have to use external factors like an influencer to help you grow. So these are two different types of brand thing. I'll again give you an example. There was this girl, I don't know if you guys know about Lafayette. It's a brand. That girl is an excellent example of influencer brand, growing your brand through being an influencer as well. She does a fantastic job of, if something is trending internationally, she bakes it, she's a chef, and she'll make it go viral. And that's how she has grown, but she also uses external influencers to support, but she is the main character, like Usman is. He's the main character. However, not all businesses can be done that way. Most businesses will require you to hire or take an external influencer to grow your brand.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Osman, do you want to add to that?
There's also one more, UGC, user-generated content. Yeah. So there are brands in the same field that I am that have gone viral or recognition. When I say viral, it is how many people know of you, right? In the South, first thing people say, I don't wear a suit. Firstly, I'm so happy to see everyone, a lot of you wearing suits. Thank you for advocating, for influencing, for inspiring. And that's what the page is about. But user-generated content is very strong. And there's a brand like mine who is out there talking about it, but there's also another brand, is absolutely faceless, but has the community advocating for it, and they have gone viral. So you could choose what you want to do, but Farhana was right? If you are out there as a face of the brand, it makes sense. Building trust, building familiarity, likability is important, or user-generated content is a great way to grow as well. So you have to decide.
Thank you so much, both of you. People buy from people. You want to keep that in mind. So, yeah, it's really up to you if you want to put yourself out there or not. Both views are fantastic. I think interesting takeaway for you. Any other questions, please? All right, I'm going to. Okay, there are a couple, but I recall, Sadat, if you don't mind, Wahab had a question even before the session. So let me get him to ask a question. Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdul Wahab, and I'm a brand owner. So what I want to ask...
What does your brand do?
We are into baby care products. Our brand is called Baby Amor. And what I want to ask was, when you said your influencer marketing takes time, so does social media marketing, so does your SEOs. How do you measure the metrics when you're using certain keywords in your SEOs and you're using certain keywords in your social media marketing, your hashtags, your your performance marketings? How do you relate all these contents with your influencers? Would AI influencers do a better job than the human influencers in terms of these, in terms of the keywords and in terms of these?
Before they answer, just to clarify, how do they measure? How to measure performance?
How do you measure performance, and how do you relate the keywords and the strategies that we use in the performance marketing, in the search engine optimization, in your other paid marketings that we do, in the other social media marketing that we do? How do you relate all these things? How do you get the influencers to do whatever the content that we are creating in the social media marketing, in the search engine optimization? How do you bring it together? How do you align everything together?
All right. So I think it might be easier for her to answer the question about how do you measure performance.
Correct.
And maybe after she answers, I can add to that in terms of the technical pieces that you're talking about. So I'll give it to you, Farhana.
Yeah, because you asked for a certain time, right? Sorry? You asked for a certain time to reach certain target.
No, I didn't say a month. It really depends from case to case.
I'm saying, see, same as search engine optimization. I'm using search engine optimization. It's not going to give me a result in a day, 2, 3, 4. No, it might take 6 months or a year to give it. So we're okay to spend on influencers, same as what we do on social media, same as what we do on search engine optimization and performance marketing. But how do you relate all these, the keywords and the metrics that we are using? How do you do that with the influencers?
See, since you're saying that you already know your audience, you are selling baby products. See, there goes your answer. So when it comes to influencer marketing, I'm going to talk about influencer marketing metrics. Yeah, you have to first choose your right influencer, like how Farhana had already spoken. So they are called mom bloggers. So I would say, if I were a brand owner who was selling baby products, I would definitely talk to a mom blogger who already has an amazing follower of moms who are depending on her to talk about different products and her experiences. So that is number one. And number two, when you are talking about SEOs, in terms of Instagram, Instagram is constantly evolving. What Instagram was last month, last year is not what Instagram is. The head of Instagram, Mosri, had already declared hashtags to be dead. Okay, so even if you are using the right hashtags like hashtag mom bloggers, hashtag baby products, it is just there, you know. So I wouldn't say that go, you know, deep into the metrics of it as much as you should think about who are your target audience and how can I get them to know about my products through all these channels, whether it is influencer marketing or other channels that you are using. So ask, like how Farhana said, ask for their insights, like where are they? Where are you selling? Are you selling in Chennai? Then, you know, choose somebody who's in Chennai. If you're globally you are selling, then you can choose somebody globally, and the insights literally gives you the whole, you know, age, city, demographics, everything is there. The numbers are right there. All you have to do is ask them. They will take the screenshots and send it across, and then let's say in the last 1 month you have spoken to 4 influencers, get all your data and then compare. Okay, which worked for me, which didn't work for me. These numbers are great, these numbers are a flop. Like how rightfully Farhana pointed out, like 400 shares got more business than the 800 shares. So the numbers are right there in front of you. So it's not like, you know, it's a secret. It's not a secret at all. You're paying and you have the rights to ask them for the insights, the numbers. You will be amazed in how detailed the numbers are when it comes to Instagram. They have literally, like, you know, city to the last bit, they will give you how, you know, who it has reached and where it has reached and when it had reached and how many seconds did they. Literally, there is a graph that shows at which second the audience stopped watching your reel. Let's say they stopped watching your reel at 8 seconds. And then it showed a downward curve. So to that extent, Instagram, it's such a helpful tool. So you can ask them to send you all the data and then collate it with your social media team. If you have one in place, then they can tell you, okay, you know, this month, this target is achieved. This worked for us, this didn't work for us. And then you can build on that, you know, instead of just blindly paying, okay, let's, you know, it's not a gamble. Literally, it's a game of numbers, I would say.
If you want to add to that, please quickly. Yeah, go ahead.
So, you know, when it comes to influencer marketing, this question is forever asked. You will never go to a newspaper and ask them, how much did the billboard get you business, right? Your SEO, you're not measuring, nothing. But when it comes to influencers, you want to know, but it can be measured. I'm doing this right now for a jewelry brand, as I said. I'm just working with them, and we are mapping everything. From what exactly is coming from their advertising, what is coming from the influencer. We're also asking how many, so we can map it if you want. But what I'm saying is that everything, whether it be SEO, whether it be billboards, whether it be newspaper, everything is will compound to increase your revenue. If you leave the accelerator thing, it will dip. You have to be constantly having a marketing budget and have an overall plan. You'll have to have an influencer expert. You'll have to have a marketing expert who has knowledge, and he will map the plan for you. This is what we have to do. This is how much we have to. You'll have to map the plan, and influencer marketing is just one part of the entire game.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Farhana, for that. I want to quickly add to what you both said, right? I mean, you can select influencers with understanding their insights, ask influencers for their insights. That's a great takeaway. Everything can be measurable. Just to share what we did here for the UEF marketing, you are an UEF member, is we gave coupon codes to all the influencers. And some of my favorite reels and influencers, their coupon codes people were not using. Okay? It actually meant that they were not selling any delegate passes. I think we have one such influencer here. All right, Farida's here. I think Farida's probably here. All right. Okay, so a couple of influencers, their coupon codes were not being used. Then I told my team, can you dig deeper? I think something is amiss. So then what we did was, we went into the ads dashboard and looked at the content of specific influencers. We wanted to see what was happening. And then we found out that they actually sold delegate passes, but coupon code was somebody else's. So you have to track to that level to be able. So it's called the first click attribution. So what happened was there were a bunch of influencers. People were clicking. They loved their content. They went. They did not use their coupon codes. They were UEF members, so they used UEF 50 or 45 or whatever it is, and they completed their purchase. So that's called first click attribution. So it's a class by itself in terms of performance metrics. How do you measure it? And it's worthwhile for entrepreneurs here, if you're going to be embracing influencer marketing, to also get into performance metrics and so on and so forth. It's a bigger topic. We could probably take one last question from Sadat. Yes, sorry.
Thank you. Yeah. My name
Introduce
is
yourself.
Sadat Satak. So I'm the fourth generation owner of a property in Coorg. Goes by the name of Olkan Estates and Spa. So this has been in our family for the last 4 generations. So
Sadat, you'll have to speak up a little bit. They couldn't hear. So Sadat.
Yeah, just to introduce myself again, my name is Sadat Sadak, and I'm the 4th generation owner of a boutique hospitality property in Coorg. Firstly, I wanted to really congratulate you and appreciate the panel discussion. It's been very insightful, very interesting to hear.
Thank you.
And Faheem, he also supports us in our digital marketing initiatives. So I have a 2-part question. Every day I get tons of influencers wanting to collaborate, and associate with the brand. What's a healthy discussion to have with these influencers to know that, it's a quid pro quo kind of situation in terms of expectations from their side and what we can deliver? And I'm normally quite averse to paid collaborations. So I normally go by a barter kind of collaboration. And I've kind of been a little bit, let's say, Faheem has been pushing me for influencer marketing, but I've been very reserved, very, slow on to move on to that bandwagon. But I think, it does make a lot of difference. So what is a healthy discussion when I'm having with these influencers who want to collaborate, to kind of set the expectations right, and what are the deliverables and what are the expectations? And 2, I think now more and more the brand owners are becoming face of the brand. So to put yourself out on the camera and to start generating content, as a very reserved and shy person, any tips or feedbacks you can get? I think, Farhana, you touched upon a bit about the insights and expectations that you could gain from the influencers to make sure that the expectations are set right. But I'd like to hear also the opinions of others and how to do that. And how do you put yourself in front of the camera and kind of...
So let me rephrase this very quickly. I think 2 questions. Thank you so much, Sadat, for that. The first question could actually take 10 minutes. I'm sure Shamshad and Farhana would want to talk for 5 minutes each. So what Sadat is saying is that he wants to do only barter deals. What is a non-awkward way, and what is it that I can offer? Because he can offer something really pretty decent. And there are a lot of influencers across the country who have accepted barter deals, but it is still a awkward conversation to have. Is that correct? Did I phrase that correctly?
Yeah,
You want to be the villain,
it's
or
an awkward
I should be the villain?
Right? So over to Farhana.
I'm going to
and
be a villain
Shamshad.
here. You're going to hate me
Please,
for
please,
this.
we'd like to hear your opinion, and that's why we're here.
We both are going to be like, hi.
Because we get a lot of this.
Not for Sadat, but for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a barter deal, including us, right?
Yeah.
Including us at UEFTS.
So, you sell suits?
No, we have a hospitality property, Olkan Estates and Spa Coorg. Resort.
Oh, okay.
So maybe she's reconsidering.
Yeah, I'm reconsidering.
I
But
would,
imagine,
I would say that time is currency for everybody,
Yeah.
right?
imagine you get customers who keep telling you, sir, I don't have budget, sir. This time you give me barter. I'll give you I sell salwar kameez, sir. I'll give you salwar kameez and I'll stay at your property. How many salwar kameez will you have? Another person will come say, I sell laptops. I'll give you laptop. One will say, I'll give you free food. You give me free stay. You understand? What will my videographer do? I'll tell him, sir, no. Today we are getting free stay. Your electricity bill, no. We will, manage with the free stay. Can I? I have to pay salaries to my videographer, to my editor, to my staff. I have rents to pay. I have electricity to pay. How will your stay help me pay my bills? So when it comes to you doing business, I have to pay you. But when it comes to me doing business, somehow there's no respect for me. I have to pay my bills by getting free food, free stay, free clothes. This is how I have to do my business. And after I wear my salwar kameez, I'll pass it on to my videographer. I'm sorry, this question angers me so much because it comes on a daily basis. I made one very beautiful resort. My resort has sofas from Italy. But you know what? I don't have money to pay you. My husband over there is like, calm down.
And this is not about Sadat and Orchid Estate, this is about every
But
entrepreneur.
I did talk about this sometime back. There was a question wherein they were asking about this, and I did say that, brands who come and say they did not account for marketing budget is absolutely mind-boggling, because if you spent on interiors, if you spent on staffing, AC, this and that, why not on marketing? I'm not saying, go through influencers, but some sort of marketing is definitely needed for you to know that you have such an amazing space. Okay, I'm sure it's state of the art, and my audience and Farhana's audience are going to absolutely love staying there. But how will they get to know about it if you're not going to,
So Farhan, just to add to that, I have people approaching us, so they want to come for a, let's say, free stay. And let's say it might be during a Diwali period or a Christmas or a New Year. So they're like, can we collaborate? I have so many camera followers, engagement.
Let's have this
Okay,
conversation off stage.
Let's have the conversation. And I'd like to hear the others
but,
also.
But let's do this offline. But I definitely want Osman to answer your second question. I think it's extremely valuable for every entrepreneur here. So how does one overcome awkwardness, whatever it is, to get in front of the camera, and even being even if you're an introvert, right? How do you get in front of the camera and talk about your brand? So
It starts awkward. You can't do anything about it. But listen, I was in your space, Sadat. In generic terms, as a business owner, I said, why should I pay? Even when there was a photographer, I said, bro, I'll give you barter, I'll give you pictures, you put it, I'll tag you. Then I realized the justice is not done, because like time is spent, they're coming in, they're putting creativity, and I don't get the result. But in terms of Old Kent, in generic, what I was thinking when these questions came up is, you as an advocate or the owner of the brand generally talk about what the estate is, the extent of the estate, and the history. But user-generated content is going to be very big for you, because at the end of the day, you're selling an experience. So you might not need to start off with influencers. You might just need user-generated great content, which will give, and you boost that using what I'm doing now for my business, right? If I'm creating something, I'm for free for my business, so I'm creating that, and now I'm trying to put it into a marketing budget where I would at least promote that or put it out there so people can get to see it. So it's how many people would hear your voice as opposed to what I need to pay. But I'm absolutely right there. I never understood this. Bombay and Delhi is a crazy world. I think what the two ladies are doing is a fantastic job. And same in Bombay, they would be in another stratosphere in terms of finance. The numbers are crazy out there. So, I mean, you're in Chennai, you're in the south right now. So we are the bottommost tier in terms of payments,
affordability.
I guess. Affordability, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Really appreciate time. And it has been a wonderful, wonderful hosting each and every one of you. My apologies to the audience, apologies to the guests for the delays. I'm just going to request all of you to put your phones down for 30 seconds. And can you all put your hands together for Farhana, Osman, and Shamshad Begum? Thank you. Just hold on. We need to felicitate you with the usual thing, with the mementos. Actually, some really nice ones. All right.
who have comments and questions, Instagram is there. You can drop comments, bump up the feed, and we're happy to answer. No, on a lighter note. But thank you so much. Was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We'll probably keep those mementos. Mic is still on, but still it's okay. We'll probably keep the mementos and send you ones with the right names. Double Z, right? I think evening of goof-ups, and hopefully it ended well for all of you. Thank you so much. You want to wait? Thank you, thank you so much. If you all want to wait for Sister Arjuman is going to give me one.
Let's give it up for Faheem and Arjuman.
But one last request. We can't let you go without having your signatures. So, Shamshad Begum.
What am I supposed to? Which is my signature? Oh, okay. No, it's this headphone.
What is the signature? Hello, Chennai.
Oh, cute. Okay. Hello, Chennai.
What do I do? No, it's passed on to me, but I just say, Vanakkam. I used to do the salam, but now it's Vanakkam and welcome to the Sartorial Guide. Vanakkam and welcome to the Sartorial Guide. You are the UEF.
That's all for today. Follow NewToChennai for more such city updates. Good day to all of you.